Hello and welcome along to episode 3 of this Bangor City Build a Nation story with me, Daniel. We're back for FM21 after our success with Cliftonville last year, and we're going pretty well early on in the season as we're back for two big top of the table clashes that will be crucial in this promotion race this year. So in today's episode, we'll be facing league leaders Gresford. That's the first of a home double header, which is followed by Airbus, who are one of our closest promotion favourites according to the bookmakers, and they're just 1 point behind after 4 games played. So if you're looking forward to that, 2 big games as we turn our attention fully on the pitch until January, please do put a thumbs up on the video, subscribe down below and turn on that notification bell for alerts of daily content from 2 long-term stories. Your support on the head coach has been absolutely phenomenal, and you can catch up with that in the eye above if you haven't already, and our live stream series with Wigan Athletic throughout the beta every weekday at 5:30 on weekend mornings as well, and you can catch up with the first couple of those in the eye above as well. It's the last day of the double headers before we revert to 1 episode a day, but I'm very much looking forward to these 2 games and a chance to really stamp our mark on the title race. What I didn't realise before we get going is just how much the transfer window is different in Wales, because there's now a domestic loan window in the middle of the season as well, and it nearly led to a signing. I'm going to try and go back and see if we can find it, because it was a player who rejected us to go elsewhere. It was this guy, Dronfield from Norwich. Our director of football just randomly put in a loan bid. He's a brilliant player. Unfortunately, he rejected us for National League Wealdstone. But as it is, we could yet have signings in the off window. Aside from that though, things are going well, so let's have a quick look at the results. Just 1 game where we dropped points so far, after our good success on the first day of the season. We won 2-0 in the 3rd round of the League Cup. We've drawn Premier League opposition, which will feature in our next episode. We won 2-0 in that one though, O'Grady and Isla with a goal apiece. Away from home, we won 2-1 in the next league game. I want to call them Lanheda. I can only apologise if I've pronounced that wrong, but it was Fanian and Mello who got the goals there. A 2-2 draw away at Holywell, this time in the league. They were at full strength, so were we. Chris O'Grady's brace, not quite enough though. And a 2-0 win at home to Langefni. Again, apologies if I've pronounced it wrong. Mello and Fanian, again the goal scorers. So the front 3 are really starting to click, really starting to produce the goods. But it's not quite enough at the moment. We're still dropping points, and there's other sides up there that are doing a brilliant job. No more signings for us, no more players loaned out. The finances just starting to dip into the red. We could really do with a little bit of a promotion push, a little bit of a cup run. Of course, if we win the Welsh Cup, we would go into Europe. But the first round in that, we've managed to get a lower league side. That game will be immediately after this episode. And we'll then be back for Newtown and Llandudno, because that's testing ourselves against Premiership opposition. And then we've got a big side who have played in the top tier for years. So it's going to be an interesting month this. If we can get to the end top of the table, I'll fancy us to get promoted. But we've not got to worry about that for now. We are going straight in to face league leaders Gresford. A good start to the season for them. They sit top of the league with 4 wins from their opening 5 league games. And with our dynamics just starting to look good, the team coherence going up a little bit, we've got a fairly good opportunity to really make a push for this now. We've got a good side, we've got a good squad, and hopefully they're all starting to gel. So the first game, a lot of the sides up near the top playing today, so it is going to be a quite important one. We've got loads of things we're being told to do, and they keep telling us to go defensive. I don't know if it's just because our assistant isn't very good, but unfortunately it doesn't look like it's helpful to us whatsoever. So we're going to go through to the team selection. We've still not been able to get any Argentinians in, any Italians in. It really is a bit of a problem for us. And for the Argentinians in particular, we actually found one in the scout reports. We can't get the work permit. And the UK is about to leave the EU in game as well. So we're going to have some real problems with that. I'm not quite sure how we're going to get Italians then either. So that leaves us a bit of a dilemma. Even if we can find them, we can't then get them in because of the international regulations and the work permits. What I don't really know is how Bangor have managed to get all these ones in. But it is what it is. We've got our full strength 11 available. A lot of injuries in the reserve teams, but they're not affecting us, so we're not going to worry too much. Our 11 for today is the first choice team. We just keep rotating Healy and then Atkinson in midfield. Apart from that, the other 10 are pretty much set in stone. Torres has made the centre-half place his spot ahead of Tobler, and everyone else basically picks themselves. So we've got Barafaldi in goal, no mishaps since that error on the opening night. Malden and Bolton the fullbacks with Cook and Torres at centre-half. Garcia in the holding role, Boot and Healy today in the middle. Experience we've gone for in this one. And Mello behind Fanian and O'Grady up front. Goals galore from them three, 12 already between the three of them, and we'll be hoping for a couple more tonight to get us victory. Into the game we go. How do you think we'll do? It's Bangor City v the league leaders, and this one's crucial in the title race. Here's the Gresford Athletic 11 then. I recognise a few of these. Luke Jones, Kieran Evans, both recognisable from previous editions. They've got some good players in there. I'm interested to see how they get on actually. So we're going to tell the lads to pick up where they left off, I think. The assistant recommends it, a couple are motivated. I think it's the first time we've seen that one this season. So let's get into the first half. Well, 19 minutes gone, no highlights but another injury, and it's James Boot again. He's really struggled with that this season. A thigh knock. Might not be a long one, but he's going to be out again. Ben Atkinson will come on, a strong replacement. And now we wish we had that youngster from Norwich, didn't we? But 25 gone. We've had the only shots of the game. None on target though, and no highlights. And considering some of the dominance we had, particularly that first game, I think they're potentially a much better side than that. We've got Hesp throwing it in for the visitors. Headed away as far as Mello, who loses out. Not a kick clash this time, which is nice, although it is a bit red on the front. Pritchard's got himself in here. Hits the post. There was no real pressure on him. The flag eventually has gone up, but that was a bit of a worrying sign. They got in behind far too easy. We're not getting through the middle quite as much as we'd like. They're playing through the width, which is a problem for us because we haven't got the quality there and we haven't got the extra man out wide. It's been a very even game, a very poor game, and how both sides have got that expected goals rating without a shot on target, I'm not quite sure. But half time, 0-0. We're going to get a little bit disappointed in this one. We're going to be assertive. We'll say we're not happy. A couple demotivated by that, but let's see what it does for the second half. Okay, you can paint me concerned now. We've not seen one attacking highlight for our side in 70 minutes. We've got a chance to make changes and we're going to have to go for it. So, we've only got 2 left. We need to use them wisely. Fanian is going to be replaced by Isla, who is a good striker. Can we change him to a poacher, just to give us a slightly different outlook there? And then we're also going to make the change. Oh no, in fact, I'm going to leave advance forward, because that's where goals have come from this season. I should change Mello, but can I take our best player off? I don't think so. I'm going to take Bolton off, because he's on a yellow, and he's the one that might end up costing us the 1 point we've got. So let's make one sub that's in chance of winning the game, and one that's protecting the draw. That's what we're going to go for. 20 minutes remaining. And we've got to try and get these boys on the front foot. We're going to shout at them. We're going to demand a bit more. But I don't see where it's coming from. It's been a really poor performance. We're going to go attacking with 10 minutes left. But they've packed out the middle of the pitch now. They know exactly how to deal with us. They've nullified us perfectly. And we've looked a very average side today. 3 minutes of stoppage time up. One of the dullest games I've had in FM21. And unfortunately, we mustered just one shot on target and drawn 0-0 at home to league leaders Gresford. They'll be pleased with that, keeps their 3-point lead above us. And I'm going to have to say, with hands in my pockets, that wasn't good enough today. We've got most of them motivated. Mello had a poor game, and we're going to need a reaction against Airbus. They're 1 point above us with the same game played. Gresford 2 above us with 1 more played. And Ruthin have gone 4 points clear at the top. And they're an opponent we've got coming up soon as well. So this is potentially going a little bit wrong. And don't forget, with the transfer things we've already talked about, and now a 6-week injury for James Boot, we could be in a big bit of trouble, because it won't take a lot for us to be under pressure here. The board are being fairly patient for now, but I'm not sure how long that's going to last. So I don't really want to rely on that. We are still unbeaten, that's the promising thing, and that includes cup competitions as well at the moment. But we've got to turn some of them draws into victory, and that's the first time we haven't looked threatening at all in front of goal since that very first cup game before the signings. So a lot of concern there, a lot to ponder. And we'll be desperately hoping that the second game's more entertaining. We'll be back to face Airbus in a moment, and a win is becoming almost essential. Fitness test time. James Cook is fit as we are back to face Airbus, a regular side in the top tier of Welsh football. So you can see even up until about 3 years ago, just like us really, they'd been a regular in the top tier. So Airbus certainly a side to watch out for, and will eventually get back to top tier football. So we've got plenty of news today. Ben Atkinson is going to have to come into the team. It's just whether I choose to make any other changes based on that poor performance at the weekend. But we haven't really got many other better options in the squad. There's the reason this is their first 11 is because it's by far the best team we've got. There are some good options on the bench, but none are strong. And we look good at the back, which was where our most even replacements are. So I think we're going to stick the same again. Just that one change with Atkinson coming in. That's enforced due to the boot injury. And Dida's available on the bench, having not played since his own injury a fair few weeks back. So into the game we go. It's Bangor City v Airbus UK, and we must get a victory in this one, or we're going to lose a lot of ground in this title race. The team news is out. There's not many recognisable names in that Airbus team from my eyes. I'm just trying to look through the bench as well. Christian Platt, I recognise that name, but none of the others, unfortunately. I'm sure I've seen them around before. Maybe Ryan Edwards? I've got a feeling he's familiar as well. Did he play for Bangor maybe? Or am I thinking of Port Talbot? I'll go and have a look in a minute. But we're going to ask the lads to get out there and win this. A couple of them inspired, and I just hope they're going to give something back. Can we at least have some highlights in this one? They've matched us up with the narrow diamonds, so they're trying to nullify our threat. And that Ryan Edwards, yes, he is from here. I knew he played for Bangor City, over 100 appearances. And that's sandwiched in between 2 spells at Airbus, where he's now verging on 300. But Graham's got a throw on the right, and we've got defending to do here. Brown picks it up, and again, it's nearly a kit clash. Why are we playing in the same kits? We're a side that plays in blue. Why aren't we in the home kit? As Fanian goes in, what a goal that was. Ran the length, slid it in past the keeper to the far stick. And we lead 1-0 after 8 minutes. And that is much better than what we produced at the weekend. We're back towards the top of the league as it stands. And we've got another free kick with Healy. In towards O'Grady. He's hit the post and he's going to get to the rebound as well. It's been forced wide and his cross is blocked. And it's out for a throw-in. But you can see the big difference here. We've got the narrow pitch. Barely even a yard or two between the edge of the box and the touchline. And it just suits us playing through the middle. No area to get exploited out wide. No chance for those fullbacks to get forward. And if they want to get their centre mids out wide, it's not going to work. As Malden wins the header from the goal kick. Brings it down for Mello. He needs a much better performance today. Crosses into the back post. O'Grady's there. Great save and Fanian on the rebound. Oh, it's gone straight over. It looked like Roberts had saved it, but it's straight over the bar. And from scoring a brilliant goal in the first 10, he's missed an absolute sitter there. Half an hour gone, it is utter dominance. But we're going to regret it only being 1 again. We've said that a few times with Breaking in the head coach and over here at Bangor. And we are regretting it again. 1-0 at half time, but a brilliant performance after Saturday's disappointment. The expected goals is right up there. Just the 1 shot for Airbus so far. So we're going to have to say with outstretched arms that we're pleased and we want them to keep it up. I'm going to disagree with the assistant as we go and get into the second half. 5 minutes gone so far. No shots on target yet for Airbus. If that stays the same, we win. But we don't want to rely on it. A second could wrap things up for us. And we'd like to do that as soon as possible. But we've got to the hour mark and it's been a calm second half so far. Then we've got a free kick with Healy into the back post and O'Grady heads just wide. He's been a really good signing for us so far. But he's just starting to decline physically and he's starting to miss those chances that in the early weeks he was putting away. We've had a poor performance from Garcia in the holding role. So I'm just going to switch him with Facundo Placeres. He's done okay whenever he's come on in the past. And with 15 left, we're just trying to see this out. So what else can we do here? I'm going to take Atkinson off for fitness reasons. He'll be replaced by... Do I want to bring Dida on there? I'm going to. Dida's coming on. 15 to go. O'Grady's the last one to come off. 6.7 rating. And he's just missed a couple today. So Isla on as the target man. We've got to see this out. Still no shot on target for the visitors. No highlights, which at this stage is a good sign. And if we get the stoppage time, we'll go all out time wasting. But it's into the box with Ryan Edwards. Marsh heads it back to Graham. Into the box again. Oh, I thought that was going to be a penalty. Cook hoofs it clear. Isla's on the end of it. Surely they can make the most of this chance. He's got one running off him, but he's forced wide. It's really poor from Isla. He did not make the most of that at all. Malden heads it away, but it's fallen straight for Rogers. And we've wasted our chance to wrap that up. Long goal kick headed away by Torres. Only as far as Graham, the right back. And we've got a bit of defending to do here. They're starting to find gaps out wide. Edwards gives it away to Bolton though, and Isla's in. He's got the Fanian of striker in the middle. He tries to cut it across. Fanian's there. Oh, plays it back to Isla. The composure was brilliant. I was about to shout, what are you doing at Fanian? And he just laid it to Isla who slid it in. His first in the league this season. And a 2-0 victory as we go into stoppage time. Hopefully that's just wrapped it up. But it is an attack for our visitors here. Rogers coming forward on the left. Cuts it inside to Platt. Over to Piers. Must have been offside. It's gone in. It's been disallowed. The very late flag. He was miles off by the looks of it. And Barafaldi's blushes are spared. And we've got a free kick with Cook around the halfway line. Can we get a third and put some real gloss on this? Dida slides it through. Isla's there. Edge of the box. Touch and shot. And he tried to curl it into that far corner. But it's just wide of the diving keeper. And also wide of the far post. But the full-time whistle goes, it's a 2-0 victory. Brilliant performances, game changers off the bench. We haven't seen that too often this season. And we're going to say that that was a good win. The boys are motivated, they're looking happy. And that has put us back within a point of the top of the table. So with everyone levelled up now in terms of games, I think that gives us a bit more of an indication of where we're going to be. So you can see that there's almost sort of a division and a half here. Colwyn Bay obviously have come over from England in recent years. So they're up in the top half as well. And Holyhead held us. So we can't really rule some of these sides out yet. But it does look like we've got some of the easier fixtures coming. We beat Buckley heavily the first day. We've got Llandudno coming up. We've still got 2 of the bottom 3 to play. So I'm quite optimistic that we're going to be able to get some results soon. We've also got that big group of mid-table teams. So next month we'll be hoping we can go on a run. But let's not worry about the post-match press conference for now. It was a good performance and we're happy with where we stand. We would like to ideally improve in a couple of areas. It's not going to come just yet. So we're going to be all hands to the pump on the pitch, on the training field, trying to improve those areas of the team. Still want to get a better assistant manager if we can, and still trying to find a way around those players based in Italy and Argentina, which we're just not able to get. So we did set some scouting reports for them, but we just haven't really had anyone back whatsoever. We keep getting Italian and Argentine players, but they're based like this one at Nuneaton in England. And that doesn't help us. It doesn't fit the criteria. So if we have a look at our assignments at the moment, I mean, what are they still looking for? Oh, look, there's a player from Verona that they've watched, and Atlanta and Sampdoria. And the other one hasn't watched anything, so that's not particularly helpful. So where are these guys? They're all based in England. There are 2 that were there pre-season, and the one from Nuneaton. So I don't really know how we survive that problem. But if we win the league, hopefully we'll keep the owner happy, and then we can gradually work these out of the club culture. If he can see we're getting results with English and Welsh players, we don't really want to limit it if possible. As we saw with Cliftonville, we're going to rely on the English leagues a lot later. Particularly the likes of Cardiff, Swansea, Newport, the Welsh sides playing in the English Pyramid, Wrexham even in the National League. They give us a chance to get players in and get that professional sort of mentality here in Wales. And we've got to earn ourselves that new contract, of course. But if we have a look at the schedule to see when we're going to be back, we're not going to leave it long at all, actually. We're going to show you the first game against Premier League opposition, which is Newtown away in the Cup quarter-final. We'll then have Llandudno away in the league as well. Hopefully 2 really good tests for us to see just how far we've come. And after that, we'll then leave it a little while before coming back around the January transfer window. So if you are looking forward to that and you did enjoy this double header, please do put a big thumbs up on the video. Let me know what you thought of the performance. A bit of a bizarre one the first time. No goal threat after scoring 2 a game every game this season. And then a good performance against Airbus. Most of them we've been controlling, we've been professional, and we've not looked like conceding. 3 clean sheets in a row has to be a bonus. And at home, the narrow pitch is really suiting us defensively. So as we try and make the most of that, let me know down in the comments where you think we should improve in January. So of course, after the next episode, that will then be coming up. And I've got a lot of work to do to prepare for it. And we'll have our recruitment meeting before as well. Also a youth intake preview to come. We have got okay facilities at this level. So maybe we'll just get a gem or 2 in. You never know with the professional setup. If you haven't already, subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. You'll get alerts as daily content releases on the channel, including 2 long-term stories, this one and the head coach. We've also, during the beta, got live streams every day nearly with Wigan Athletic. 5:30 on the weekday evenings and late morning at the weekends. But if you turn that bell on, you'll get alerts whenever we're going live and 30 minutes beforehand as well. Finally, I am part of a football podcast, which there's a link to in the eye above. But a massive thank you for your support with FM21 so far. I never expected it to go so well, so thank you so much for your incredible support. And I look forward to seeing you next time for 2 more big games as we test ourselves against what will hopefully be next season's competitors. I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.